December football at its finest. Cowboys lead the Panthers 10-7, and Dallas should be up 17-0 at this point. But Donovan, their 9th red zone turnover of the year.
That is quite remarkable to have that many trips to the red zone that end with a turnover. That is typical bad team football, and that's exactly what we're seeing in the first half. The first quarter was a snooze fest. Well, not really a snooze fest. Carolina went down and drove the ball, but then they turned the ball over in the red zone. Cowboys get it back. It's just, man, that's some bad football that we're watching on the screen right now. It really, truly is. But excitement level of Brandon Aubrey trying the 70-yard field goal, that was delightful. That's about the most buzz we had in the studio the whole damn day.
Yeah, David Newberry, who's pretty chill 99.9% of the time, popped right out of his chair.
And walked up to the TV. He did a Donovan move. He popped right up and walked to the TV when something exciting is going to happen.
He is a former kicker, so if there is a moment for him to get excited, that was probably it. But Brandon Aubrey yanked it to the left. They returned it, but they weren't going to score. But a 3-point lead, and listen, it's bad Cowboys football. We've all been having our Cooper Rush joke series going on as we watch this game because he is what he is. He's so limited. However, with those limitations, he hasn't turned the ball over other than, well, I guess he did turn the ball over on the snap, but he hasn't thrown a pick. He doesn't throw the ball with much velocity, 12 of 20. A lot of those are going to CeeDee Lamb, which is never a bad idea.
He's the only receiver in the history of the NFL that can make Cooper Rush look like a competent quarterback. I'm going to put that on my tombstone.
Did you like the well-underthrown back shoulder touchdown pass?
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb is just doing him a lot of – and you know what? It doesn't give you any questions about the kind of receiver CeeDee Lamb is. I know a lot of people maybe wondered if he was one of the tops in the league, and he really, truly is. Like, some of the news that comes out with, Stephen Jones talking about, can you survive paying 5 to 10 players top market money? I get that, but you can tell – that CeeDee is definitely worth it, man, because he's not 100%. Hell, I don't even think he may be 75%. But he's out there gutting it out, and he's fighting, and he is a top receiver in the league. It just lets you know the limitations, like you said, Sean, of Cooper Rush. He's just who he is. He's been who he's been the entire time, and everyone knows that. And the time a couple years ago where he came in and went 4-1, it's because their defense was playing freaking lights out that whole time, and we saw the limitations then. But the Cowboys have just been kind of the team that kind of skates by on some positions, and I do feel that backup quarterback is one of them. And everybody who attempts to think that Cooper Rush is even the half the quarterback Dak is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, the fumble was so bad. It was on like a fake mesh play that they were going to run a quick little out, probably to Ferguson on a third.
They were going to get the first down.
Yeah, they were.
For sure. But, man, he went in to try to get that fumble.
Like,
he saw 300 pounds and went, you know what, I'm going to save that right arm. There's just no need to do that. And then the very next play, you get the mix-up in coverage. And I was almost thinking with Carolina, aren't you just going to go into the half figuring, you know what, we did what we had to do. We stopped them. It's just a 2-score game. Everything is fine. And then they get the busted coverage where Aurorier had to have thought that this was zone, and Donovan Wilson didn't have the speed to go get the receiver Jalen Coker from Carolina.
Undrafted.
And they hit him for 83 yards with 40-something seconds left in the first half, and now it's 10-7. Now, I will say this. If that game is 17-0 Cowboys, there are going to be a lot of TVs popping off and a lot of naps taken in the second half. No one's going to care. But now that this is a game, maybe it'll keep the the interest of watching two really bad football teams see who's going to win a football game.
And defensively, Dallas has been fine. I mean, I know Bryce Young has completed some passes underneath, and outside of the big chunk play of the 83-yard touchdown, Carolina hasn't had much in the passing game. They've held Chuba Hubbard, who's a 1,000-yard back, to 21 yards, and they've come away with a fumble as Maris Leafau, who
punched it out.
He's going to be playing a lot. Does the peanut punch as they get a turnover there. You had a really nice play by Jordan Lewis over the middle in coverage that tipped it up as Eric Kendricks picks it off. So a couple of turnovers now. It would be nice if you could have turned some of that into points, but here we are.
Yeah, they tried.
Yeah.
They tried, and Cooper Rush just could not hold on. The red zone turnover thing to me is just still as remarkable as it gets. That's 9 trips. As bad as the Cowboys have been all year long in the red zone, this just adds on to the fact that they have had an absolutely terrible, terrible year when you had a lot of expectations to go with. It's ugly football, but at least you had a couple of laughs.
Oh, so many laughs.
And a history attempting field goal that had my blood pumping. I was waiting for him to hit that 70-yard. I get it even a little closer, but from 70 yards, what do you expect? Like we've gotten so spoiled with Brandon Aubrey thinking that 70 yards, no problem.
The 52, we're like, nah, he's got this.
Right,
this
right.
Is a chippy.
And it was Cooper Rush who had the up-the-middle run to get it. It was well executed. I will give him
rush.
that.
Yeah.
That was well-executed play to get them supposedly in 70-yard field goal range, but it didn't work out. So should be, hopefully, it's a better second half, that we'll get better-looking football, and if the Cowboys can come out on top, hey, that just adds a cherry on top of this really terrible cupcake that we have sitting in front of us.
Rico Dowdle could get another 100 yards.
Yeah,
He's got 58.
No. He's been running hard. Carolina is really bad in the running game, and the Cowboys have exploited that with Rico Dowdle running really hard, 11 carries, 58 yards. You know what? And all jokes aside, Rico Dowdle and CeeDee Lamb are really having a great first half when you talk about trying to go out there and win a football game. They're going to need and with the makeshift offensive line, they only allowed 1 sack, and that was on the very first possession when he lost that 15 yards. Other than that, they're trying to get the ball out quickly because they know Cooper Rush can't get it down the field.
Pretty unathletic-looking play by Cooper Rush when J.C. Horn got the sack.
That was a couple of well-designed plays in there also. So it's a, it's a first half between Dallas and Carolina, probably what we expected.
There's only 4 of these left this year. Let's just enjoy them, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
And enjoy the post-game show afterwards. We'll be out there talking about this Dallas and Carolina game on the ticket after the fact. So thank you for watching us at halftime, and go football.